Gentlemen, if nighttime bathroom trips, weak stream, or a heavy, uncomfortable feeling down there have become your new normal, listen closely. What if I told you that the very fruits you're eating to stay healthy are secretly attacking your prostate? That the same kitchen counter filled with nature's candy is fueling those nightly trips to the bathroom, that pelvic discomfort, and the quiet fear every man over 50 carries. I'm Dr. Catherine, a board-certified urologist. For more than 20 years, I have helped men ease enlarged prostate symptoms and protect sexual health by adjusting simple daily habits, especially food choices. I care about results you can feel, like fewer nighttime bathroom visits and less pressure when you start to pee. No scare tactics. Clear steps that fit a real life. Today, you'll learn the 4 fruits most likely to aggravate your prostate and the 4 that actively help. I'll explain the why in plain language, show you amounts that make sense, share timing tips that reduce urgency after dinner, and give you quick swaps so you are never left guessing. We will talk about common issues like BPH, which means an enlarged prostate, and LUTS, which means lower urinary tract symptoms such as frequency and urgency. Expect straightforward guidance, not hype. Before we begin, tap subscribe and the notification bell so you get senior-friendly men's health guidance each week. And let me know right now, does this speak to you? If you've ever been woken up by an urgent need to go, type yes in the comments. If not, type NO. Let's start with the first quiet destroyer. It is popular, bite-sized, and often labeled heart-healthy. For many older men, it is not. The first fruit I need to warn you about is one most of us trust completely: grapes. They're sweet, easy, and packed with antioxidants, so it's no surprise many of my patients eat them almost every day. But for a man concerned about his prostate, that handful of grapes acts like pouring gasoline on a quiet fire of inflammation. It unintentionally makes everything worse. Your body changes with time, and one of those changes is how efficiently it handles sugar. When that efficiency slows down, foods that once did no harm can begin to stir up problems, and grapes are a perfect example. A single cup of grapes contains about 23 grams of sugar. That's a heavy load to process all at once. Think of your bloodstream like a quiet street. When you eat a bowl of grapes, it's like dozens of trucks suddenly rushing in at the same time. Traffic backs up, sirens go off, and exhaust fills the air. In your body, that traffic jam is a blood sugar spike. The sirens are your insulin levels shooting up to manage it. And the exhaust is oxidative stress, unstable molecules called reactive oxygen species that irritate tissues, including the prostate. When this happens again and again, day after day, that irritation becomes chronic. It inflames the prostate and makes symptoms worse. You feel this damage not as a theory, but in your daily life. That burning sensation when you urinate, the feeling that your bladder is never quite empty, and the frustrating need to go again right after you just did. These are the direct consequences of that inflammation. This process actively fuels the cellular growth that leads to benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH, which is the medical term for an enlarged prostate. The good news is you don't need to give up grapes completely to see a difference. You can swap your daily bowl for a smaller handful and pair it with a protein source like a few walnuts to slow the sugar rush. Or trade grapes for lower sugar berries on most days of the week. Now, if the sheer amount of sugar in grapes is a problem, what I am about to share with you next is even more concerning. The next fruit is a true sugar bomb in disguise, and its effect on your prostate is more direct than you might think. Dates. Alan was 67 when he told me he thought he was doing everything right. He had cut out candy bars, started reading labels, and swapped his late-night sweets for dates. He tossed them into homemade energy bars, ate a few with his evening tea, and felt proud of his healthy choice. But slowly, his waistline crept up, his sleep grew more restless, and those early morning bathroom visits became a regular part of his day. He noticed that comfortable, steady flow he once had was slipping away. The problem lies in the incredible density of sugar in dates. A single medjool date can contain up to 16 grams of sugar, and most of that is a type called fructose. When you eat a dried fruit like a date, this fructose is so concentrated that it triggers a harmful process in your body. It creates compounds called advanced glycation end products, which we call AGEs for short. That name is very accurate because these compounds speed up cellular aging and create significant inflammation throughout your body. Your prostate gland is especially vulnerable to this type of damage. This sets up a terrible cycle that is hard to break. You eat the dates. The dates create AGEs. The AGEs inflame your prostate. That inflammation worsens your BPH symptoms, leading to more nighttime urination. The broken sleep from those bathroom trips then creates more overall inflammation in your body. It is a self-feeding loop. You are not just eating a sweet snack. You are actively disrupting your body's natural healing processes. The encouraging part is how quickly things can improve. Replacing those nightly dates with half a cup of plain Greek yogurt sprinkled with cinnamon gives you the comfort of something sweet without the fructose overload. Another option is one fresh kiwi in the evening, which satisfies cravings and supports prostate health. But sugar isn't the only problem hiding in fruit. The next one can quietly change how your body handles hormones and medications, steering your prostate in the wrong direction without you realizing it. The third destroyer is the one that pains me the most: grapefruit. Many of you, like me, probably remember your parents starting their day with half a grapefruit. It feels like a classic clean health food, but modern science has uncovered a hidden interaction that makes it dangerous for the male prostate. Walter, one of my patients, was 72 and deeply attached to his morning grapefruit. He had eaten it for decades, often with his coffee and morning pills. He came to me concerned because his PSA level was slowly but steadily rising. We discussed his diet, and he agreed to pause his grapefruit habit. The result was clear. His PSA level stabilized and stopped its climb. Even better, tests showed his urinary flow rate improved by more than 30% in just 2 months. The reason for this is quite specific. Grapefruit contains natural compounds called furanocoumarins. These chemicals block the action of an enzyme in your liver called CYP3A4. Think of CYP3A4 as a traffic officer that directs how your body processes many medications and regulates certain hormone pathways. When grapefruit blocks that traffic officer, hormone balance can shift. For men, that can mean less active testosterone circulating and a tilt toward estrogen activity that encourage prostate swelling. The solution is not to give up your fresh morning habit, but to adapt it. Swapping grapefruit for kiwi or a bowl of berries gives you the same refreshing start without blocking that crucial enzyme. Pair it with a bit of protein, like Greek yogurt or eggs, and you'll keep your energy more stable while supporting a calmer prostate. This isn't about good or bad fruit. It's about making choices that respect your medications, your hormones, and your health. And while grapefruit may surprise many men, the final destroyer is even more familiar. A fruit that feels friendly but hits hard when blood sugar control begins to slip. The fourth and final destroyer is the most common of all. It's the first fruit we give our children, the go-to snack for energy, the banana. That constant presence makes them feel automatically safe, like something you never need to question. I hear this all the time from men in my clinic who say, "I thought bananas were one of the healthiest things I could eat." And to be fair, that's the message most of us grew up with. But when prostate health becomes a concern, what once seemed harmless can quietly add fuel to the problem. Here's why. A ripe banana has a glycemic index in the 60s, which means it sends sugar into your bloodstream quickly. That sudden rise pushes your body to release a surge of insulin, the hormone that helps move sugar into cells. Repeated day after day, those spikes and surges trigger low-grade inflammation signals throughout the body. And inflammation is something the prostate hates. It can aggravate swelling, worsen urinary symptoms, and create conditions that promote BPH, or benign prostate enlargement, where the gland presses on your urethra and makes urination harder. Many men blame their prostate alone when they feel that slow start to urination or that pressure in the lower pelvis. But food choices, like frequent bananas, are often part of the story. If you've leaned on bananas for sweetness or quick energy, you weren't wrong. You were following the advice most people are given. The difference now is that your body's sensitivity to those sugar surges isn't what it once was, and what worked before may now be working against you. The fix is simpler than most expect. Swapping ripe bananas for half an avocado with a pinch of salt and a squeeze of lemon keeps blood sugar steady and helps reduce inflammation signals. Or try a small apple with a spoonful of almond butter for natural sweetness without the roller coaster effect. I know this can feel overwhelming. You're trying to eat right, and now even bananas are a problem? The good news is the fruits we talk about next are not just safe, they are powerful medicines. And swapping your banana for a cup of berries could be the single best thing you do for your prostate this year. Now, let's turn from the problem to the powerful solution. Because while some fruits inflame, others have the proven scientific ability to heal, protect, and restore your prostate to health. Our first healing fruit is a true everyday hero, the tomato. Tomatoes are one of the simplest, most affordable ways to support your prostate, and they're available almost everywhere all year. You don't need expensive supplements or complicated recipes to benefit. You just need to know how to use this everyday fruit in a way that your body can truly absorb. I often remind my patients that some of the most powerful changes for prostate health don't come from rare, exotic foods, but from staples like tomatoes that are already sitting on your kitchen shelf. Ken, a 69-year-old patient of mine, is a good example. He wasn't interested in overhauling his diet or spending a fortune on special products. All he did was add cooked tomato dishes to his meals 2 or 3 times a week, a bowl of tomato soup here, a few spoonfuls of sauce over pasta there. After about 6 to 8 weeks, he said starting urination felt easier, that frustrating stop-and-go pattern improved, and nighttime bathroom visits felt less disruptive. Nothing else in his routine changed. That simple step helped his prostate work more comfortably. The reason tomatoes make such a difference lies in a natural compound they're rich in called lycopene. Lycopene is an antioxidant, which means it helps neutralize harmful molecules that cause oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is like a background irritant for the prostate, contributing to inflammation and DNA damage that can worsen symptoms over time. Lycopene builds up directly in prostate tissue, helping to calm that irritation and protect cells. And here's something many people don't know. Cooking tomatoes and pairing them with a little olive oil makes that lycopene far easier for your body to absorb than eating them raw. For most men, aiming for about half a cup to 1 cup of cooked tomato products 3 or 4 times a week is enough to start seeing benefits. Look for low-sodium sauces if you use store-bought options, and store tomato paste in glass containers when you can to preserve quality. The second healer for your prostate is the pomegranate, a fruit fit for a king, and for a man who takes his health seriously. Its deep red juice is like liquid armor for your prostate. This fruit is packed with compounds that directly support the health of your prostate tissue and the blood vessels that nourish it. I often encourage my patients to see pomegranate not as a luxury, but as a valuable tool in their daily routine, one that can make a noticeable difference with surprisingly small changes. One of my patients, a 66-year-old, is a great example. He had been frustrated by frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom and the stop-and-go flow that interrupted his evenings. Instead of overhauling his diet, he made one simple swap. 4 nights a week, he replaced his usual dessert with about 4 to 6 ounces of pomegranate juice. Within a month, he was waking up fewer times at night and feeling more in control of his bladder. Pomegranates are packed with elagitannins, powerful plant compounds that act as antioxidants, helping to neutralize harmful molecules known as reactive oxygen species. These molecules, when unchecked, create oxidative stress that irritates prostate tissue. Elagitannins also calm a key inflammation signal in the body called NF-kappa B, which acts like a megaphone for inflammatory responses. Less inflammation means less swelling and irritation inside the prostate. Even more remarkable, once digested, elagitannins convert into compounds called urolithins. These selectively target unhealthy prostate cells while leaving healthy cells unharmed, offering a layer of cellular protection that few foods can match. That reduction in inflammation and oxidative stress means quieter evenings without constant planning around the nearest bathroom. It means being more present during dinner with your family instead of scanning the room for the exit. Pomegranate is also easy to work into your life. You can drink 4 to 6 ounces of juice several times a week, sprinkle half a cup of seeds over plain yogurt, or talk to your clinician about using a standardized extract. However you choose to include it, consistency is what matters. Over time, those small choices help calm inflammation, support healthy blood flow, and create a prostate environment that works with you. The third healer is the small but mighty kiwi. Kiwi is far more than a source of vitamin C. I encourage many of my patients to treat kiwi not as an optional fruit, but as a small, consistent habit that can help shift how their body feels and functions. It's gentle, it's easy to include, and it works on several levels at once. The relief from that pressure made a profound difference in his urinary comfort and overall well-being. Kiwi is a triple threat. Its vitamin C content is exceptionally high, over 90 milligrams per fruit, and that supports your body's antioxidant defenses, which help neutralize harmful molecules that trigger prostate inflammation. It's also rich in polyphenol, natural plant compounds that help calm inflammatory signals. The fiber in kiwi helps steady blood sugar and insulin after meals, reducing the metabolic swings that can aggravate prostate tissue over time. You can slice kiwi over Greek yogurt, blend it into a smoothie, or eat it whole after dinner when you want something naturally sweet. However you include it, consistency matters more than quantity. The fourth and most powerful healer is the blueberry. Do not mistake its small size for a lack of strength. I want you to think of them as small, targeted therapy for your prostate. They're loaded with compounds that do more than please your taste buds. They actively help your body quiet down irritation, protect delicate tissue, and support the balance that keeps your urinary system running smoothly. This shift in how you view them matters because when you treat blueberries as daily support instead of dessert, you're more likely to use them consistently, and consistency is where the real benefits show up. Ray, 74, shared a story that many men relate to. He started adding about 3/4 of a cup of blueberries to his breakfast most mornings. Within weeks, he noticed something he hadn't felt in a long time: freedom. The constant afternoon urgency that used to dictate where he could and couldn't go began to ease. He started attending his grandson's soccer games without scoping out the nearest restroom before sitting down. That sense of control and confidence is exactly what we aim for with small, smart changes like this. The real strength of blueberries lies in their anthocyanins, the deep blue pigments that give the fruit its color. These natural compounds help calm oxidative stress, the internal wear and tear caused by unstable molecules, and dial down inflammatory signals that irritate prostate tissue. When inflammation is under control, the tissue inside the prostate stays calmer, and the passageway that urine flows through is less likely to narrow. This means less strain, less pressure, and a smoother, more predictable flow. Blueberries also have a hidden metabolic advantage. They're low in sugar and rich in fiber, which helps keep blood glucose steady and insulin levels balanced after meals. Stable insulin is a friend to your hormones and your prostate, creating conditions that reduce swelling and support healthier function over time. It's this combination, antioxidant power, inflammation control, and blood sugar support, that makes blueberries such a valuable part of a prostate-friendly diet. A small handful each day, stirred into oatmeal, sprinkled over yogurt, or eaten plain, can help shift your body toward less irritation and more comfort. And over time, those small daily decisions build into something noticeable: more ease, more confidence, and more freedom to live the way you want. Gentlemen, let's be crystal clear. On most days, try to keep grapes, dates, grapefruit, and ripe bananas out of your regular routine. They're not villains, but they can quietly irritate your prostate if they show up too often. Instead, lean toward cooked tomatoes, pomegranate juice or seeds, kiwi, and blueberries. These are the ones that tend to protect, soothe, and support. With that 8-fruit checklist in mind, your pantry and fridge become tools for prostate comfort rather than sources of hidden trouble. But this isn't just about what's on your plate. Prostate comfort is deeply tied to how you live. It shapes how often you sleep through the night without interruptions. It affects how confidently you can leave the house without scouting for the nearest restroom. It even influences how present you feel with your family when you'd rather be enjoying the moment than planning bathroom breaks. Every food choice you make tells part of that story. It can stir up irritation, or it can help settle it down, one bite at a time. The best way to start is small. Tonight, choose one common irritant you've been relying on, maybe those nightly dates, the handful of grapes, or the banana in your evening snack, and leave it out. Then tomorrow morning, add one helper instead, like a serving of blueberries with breakfast or a kiwi after lunch. Keep track for just 7 days. Note how many times you're up at night and how easily things start when you use the bathroom. Those 2 simple notes will give you a clear picture of how your body responds. You don't need a complicated plan to feel better. A few targeted swaps, done with consistency, can ease inflammation, improve flow, and give you your evenings back. Your age isn't the problem here. The habits that no longer serve your body are, and those can be changed. Every step you take is within your control, and each one brings you closer to better comfort and more freedom. If this video helped you, like it so more men can see it. Share it with a friend who's up 2 or 3 times a night. And in the comments, tell me which swap you'll try first: tomato, pomegranate, kiwi, or blueberry, and let me know how your first 7 days go. Your story might be the one that encourages someone else to start.